Hey, welcome everyone. Pat Mitchell with TrickTrades here. And tonight, I want to give you guys a treat. I want to show you guys exactly how to handle a fat finger situation. I had one personally this morning. And, you know, sometimes fat fingers, especially trading market leading stocks, because they generally, each stock trades roughly the same, you don't necessarily need to exit. Now, I'm a firm believer in if it wasn't part of your trade plan, to get out, okay? But you can amend that rule a little bit, especially when trading these market-leading stocks. So, before I get into that, starting Thursday, November 28th, going through until December 2nd, TrickTrades has a massive Black Friday sale on all memberships, educations, and scan packages. So, let's quickly now, we'll go over the website and I'll just show you what type of deals you can expect. This is going to be the biggest sale of the year, and I promise not to disappoint with this. So let's get into it. Okay, so you come to TrickTrades.com, and this is our Black Friday sale. We have some new releases for you. We have Boss Swing, which is the highly anticipated how to trade swing trade options. Then we have the last of War Room Technicals and the last of War Room Psychology, both volume 4. These are top notch. They're simply amazing. So let's go over the 30% off on the education. Now, please keep in mind the prices that you're going to see on the site right now. They're not live. These are not the sale prices. These are the regular prices. So you can expect to get 30 to 35 to 40% off everything on here. So we have all of the War Room, all of the Psychology. We have all of the box sets. We have Monster IPO, Line in the Sand, the Boss packages. Now, if you want to learn how to trade in general, just trade options, I'm sure you've looked into it before and you were probably overwhelmed with the complexity that a lot of these guys are showing you how to trade. Simply type in YouTube, how to day trade options. It's horrible, okay? And that's the problem that I had too when I was first trying to learn how to trade options. It was overwhelming, it was complicated. I simply came up with a strategy that is super simple, it's caveman simple, and it works. It really works. So definitely check that out. If you want to get into options, this is the only way to trade options. And I know people love to say that about their strategy, that it's the best, this and that, but this is simply proven. Anyone that has bought the Boss, any of the Boss videos, I have hundreds upon hundreds of emails and messages saying how life-changing it is. It's no joke, and it is legit education. I know you've been burned before, but this is different. TrickTrades is different. I set out with a different mission and a different goal. So that's our sale. We have a whole bunch of different pairing that you can see here, and I know you're gonna love it. And we also have 40% off all Savage Scans packages. We have package deals on those too. You can get them all, you can get one, you can get a collection of the two. My personal favorite scan is the Badass ATM reversal. That is something that we use daily, especially in the afternoons, okay? And then of course, last but not least, we have our membership code. So starting Thursday at midnight, so Wednesday night, Thursday 12:01, all of these, this sale will go live, and the coupon codes for 10% off mentorship off the first month is BF10, and then the guidance membership coupon to get 20% off your first month of guidance is BF20. So make sure to come check that out at TrickTrades.com. Now, let's get back to the lesson. So as I discussed earlier, I was involved with a trade today on Amazon. I ended up buying Amazon calls, and it went nuts. I gained 20 points on the equity, and it was close to 100% trade on Amazon. Here's the thing. I didn't mean to get in on that. And we'll go into the charts in a sec, and I'll dissect the trade for you, and I'll show you exactly why I stayed in and how you can do the same if you ever encounter this obstacle in trading, which you will. I wanted to get in on Google. So let me get Google here. And when I trade Google, I trade GOOGL, okay? There is also GOOG. So you can see Google here. I had a plan, and I'll quickly go over the plan. Now, because the daily chart looks very strong on Google, this was the previous day, this was today's action, it looked like it was ready to go on breakout, okay? And with this here, because it's so strong, you generally won't get much of an entry, okay? When these charts are ready to explode, you sometimes won't get an entry, okay? So my thought was, if it popped in the morning, let it pop and let it pull back and gain support. So it was an early entry, but I was risking off of this level here, off of the 1302.34. Okay, so I was more than comfortable. If it did pull back, I would add there and then let it come back up. And you can see it never came back to that. So I entered on this pullback. Okay, I took some call options there, and it would have worked. You would have gained, I believe it was about 3 points. Almost 4 points, and as I always tell my members, you want to pay yourself on that first push. Just in case it does pull back, you've locked some in, you've sized down a bit to see where this trade will go. And a lot of the times, even if a trade doesn't work, you'll still be profitable, or you would have locked in and paid for your commissions and fees. So on this here, it did pull back. It pulled back a second time, and then at that time, the market was gaining ground. And this thing ended up doing exactly what I figured it was going to do, and gained about 10 points on the day. Really nice one, but the catch is I didn't enter Google. I have 4 level 2s, and I get 4 of my main screen share trades, my main watches. I get those ready with the right amount of shares or contracts I'm going to trade, as well as the strike price and the type of order I want, which is I always mark it in and mark it out. I don't care what anybody says. When it comes to these stocks, don't piss and moan over a couple of pennies, okay, guys? You'll end up missing more trades than what it's worth. But I ended up getting in on Amazon instead. I clicked the wrong level too. So, because especially Amazon and Google trade very, very similar, I wasn't worried. You can see, if you remember Google's chart, it looks exactly the same. In the morning, in that first pullback, it looks exactly the same. Okay, you see how it popped through resistance and then pulled back to form kind of like a quick double bottom there, right there. So that's where I entered Amazon, meaning to enter Google. Now, as soon as I noticed, and I noticed right away, and I alerted to the chat room that I fat fingered and I got in Amazon by accident, and I was going to see where it was going to go. I alerted that before it took off, okay? So I like letting my members know exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and it took off. No reason to get out on this first push here. I paid myself a bit. I paid myself a little bit more on this, and then I just let it work. On every volatile pop up, I paid myself. Now, I locked in, it was $5,190 on my P&L, and I'm still holding 2 contracts, okay? Now, the reason why, and I was discussing this late day in chat, why I didn't get out is every time it came up to test these highs, it's too early to test those highs. So it has time to pull back, make it look like it's failing, and then trap longs. And that's what it did. It did that all day, even right to the last minute. So because I had roughly 20 points, I made roughly 20 points on this trade, on the equity side, mind you, and about 100% on the premium of the option, I see no reason to get out my remaining 2 contracts. So I'm holding that coming into tomorrow. And I'll be honest with you, even if this gap down and it took me out and I took a little bit of a loss, it wouldn't be much because it's only a couple of contracts. And I've already locked in $5,190. So I'm okay with that, okay? So we'll go to the daily chart here on Amazon, which is why it gave me conviction to hold. Now, what I'm expecting, and I also see this on the SPY, the SPY, what the SPY likes to do as it's coming into a peak is it likes to gap up. So tomorrow morning, I'm expecting a gap up. And if I can get a gap up on Amazon, I'll take it off as soon as the market opens. Because what happens generally, and if history repeats itself, on that gap up, it'll instantly pull and it'll be a red day and it'll wash. I'll show you what I'm talking about here quickly. So you can see here, we'll just point this out, right? So we have a breakout area, it breaks out, it goes up for a couple of days, and then it gaps up, and then it sells off. I know this is a doji day. Same thing here, here, especially recently. You see these days, right, where it gaps up after a breakout, it gaps up, kind of goes crazy. It gaps up, red day, sell off, red day, sell off, red day, sell off. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but 2 green days, if you take a look here, right? Take a look here. Short-term trend will always trump long-term trend. So what it's been doing recently, the more recent, the better. You have 2 green days, 1 gap up day, and then red, and it washes the rest of the day. So that's what I'm expecting tomorrow. So as soon as the market opens, I'm going to take these off, and they were worth at the end of the day, even on that pullback and on that dip here, right in, right in here, they were still worth about $1,700, about $1,650 to $1,700 for those 2 contracts. Okay, so by the end of the day, it would have ramped up probably about $2,200. I had already shut it down on the day, didn't care what it did. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you enjoy these free video lessons. And you got to remember, guys, these are just this is just the free stuff that I give away. The stuff that's behind the paywall of TrickTrades will simply change your careers and change your life. We do it every day. So, on that note, folks, make sure Thursday at midnight, 12:01, come check out TrickTrades.com for our big, massive Black Friday sale. It's going to be the biggest sale of the year, and that goes until December 2nd. So, on that note, folks, have a good one. Adios.